So here we have an animal cell, and if we scroll down, we have a plant cell right here. There's some obvious difference other than the color, but for the most part, an animal cell and a plant cell are very much the same. Okay, really, there's two differences between a plant cell and an animal cell. In a plant cell, you have these little green things. These are called chloroplasts. They take the sun's energy, the light from the sun, and turn it into sugar. As well as a plant cell has a cell wall. But other than that, pretty much the every cell organelle inside of the animal cell and a plant cell are the exact same. We're going to go through those right now. Okay, so the first one is the cell structures found in both plant and animal cells. The first one is the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is really just a jelly-like substance that suspends the organelles and allows the material to move around the cell. Okay, so there's in between all these little organelles right here, these darker green dots, there's light green right here, and that light green is the cytoplasm. It's like a jelly-filled substance. Okay, then you have a cell membrane. The cell membrane is a flexible double-layered membrane that controls the movement of material in and out of the cell. Okay, because it controls the movement of things in and out of the cell, we call the cell membrane selectively permeable. Okay, you need a specific code or genetic or a protein on the surface, or you need to have a channel of some sort. So some stuff can come in, but other stuff cannot come in, and vice versa going out, right? Some stuff can go out, but other stuff cannot go out. So we call the cell membrane selectively permeable, and that's the outer layer of the cell. Then you have the nucleus. The nucleus is like the brain of the cell. It houses the DNA, um, which controls all the cell's activities and proteins going that are formed by the cell. Okay, and the cell nucleus is again the central spherical structure within the cell that contains the DNA. Then you have your mitochondria. Your mitochondria is classically known as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, it provides us with energy that we need in order to do aerobic exercise or aerobic functions, not just exercise. Aerobic means without oxygen. Okay, or sorry, anaerobic means without oxygen. Um, and so the sorry, not anaerobic, aerobic exercise with oxygen. Anaerobic means without oxygen. Sorry, guys. But anyways, the mitochondria is a oval-shaped structure. It has two membranes. It has an outer membrane, which is right here, and it has an inner membrane known as the cristae. And the cristae is a like a squiggly line. These squiggly lines here, and the cristae is really houses everything inside the mitochondria. The mitochondria also has its own DNA, but the mitochondria does more than just what's it called? More than just create ATP or energy for the cell. It actually causes apoptosis, which is cell death. So if the cell is not functioning properly, it causes apoptosis, and it helps the cell with calcium uptake as well, which is important for cell function as well as cell death. Um, Again, the mitochondria is found in both plant and animal cells. What's also found in both plant and animal cells is your endoplasmic reticulum. This is a 3D network of branching tubes that transport material through the cell. Okay, it's like a highway for material and proteins in the cell. Okay, you have a rough endoplasmic reticulum and a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. What makes the rough endoplasmic reticulum rough are these little knobs or nodules, if you want to call them. They're called ribosomes. Okay, and the ribosomes are small spherical organelles involved in making proteins. And you have ribosomes that can be attached directly to the endoplasmic reticulum to make the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or you can have free-floating ribosomes. And these free-floating ribosomes are just free ribosomes. And again, they do the same thing, and they are involved in making proteins. Okay. This is table one continued, so both in plant and animal cells continued. The next one is Golgi bodies. These Golgi bodies are flattened sacs that collect and process materials to be secreted by the cell. So it collects all these materials and proteins by the cell, okay, and it puts them into a package. So it's like it's boxing up whatever is going to be secreted or eliminated by the cell. Secretion means getting rid of or excreting, like I'm going to secrete it into the bloodstream. Okay, so this Golgi body, okay, is like the end packaging unit of a factory. So it puts it in its box, it wraps it up nice and tight, and is ready to be shipped off to be secreted by the cell. So that's what the Golgi body does. Okay, then you also have vacuoles. Okay, a vacuole is a fluid-filled sac used for storage. Usually it's water, but it can be other things as well. Okay, and in an animal cell you have many small vacuoles, and in a plant cell you have one large vacuole. So if we go all the way back up here, Okay, you see this right here. This is the vacuole, and it's one large vacuole. Where in plant cells you can have a lot of these little guys right here and here. Okay, and these would be considered um, these right here would be considered your what's it called? Your vacuoles. Okay, if you see in the plant cell here, you have rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, all the ribosomes attached to them. You have your smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and look at the Golgi bodies. Remember how I said the Golgi bodies are the last place in the packaging of proteins that think to be secreted by the cell? Well, look how close it is to the cell membrane. Okay, it's because it's the last stop. Okay, this here houses everything that is going to be secreted by the cell or needed by the cell. Okay, it goes into the endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum creates proteins. The proteins then move through the cytoplasm to the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi then packages it up and then gets brought to the cell membrane to be released. Okay, it's kind of like a factory. Okay, so if you think of it as a factory, that might be helpful. Then you have your mitochondrias right here that create the energy that is needed to do that whole process. And then you have storage units right here, such as your your vacuoles. Okay, and same thing in the plant. So structures that are only found in plants, the first structure that's only found in a plant is a cell wall. The cell wall is a rigid but porous material found outside the cell membrane that provides structure and protection to the plant cell. Okay, you think about it, right? We have skeletons that allow us to grow up and maintain rigidity. But the plants don't have skeletons. They have something called the cell wall, and it's found on the outside of the cell membrane. Cell membrane is the inside of the cell wall. And then plants also have something called chloroplasts. Chloroplasts? I thought I thought this a chloroplast guy, boroplast. You guys seen that from Billy Madison? I don't know. Anyways, so chloroplasts, more like boroplast. So chloroplasts are green oval structures that capture the sun's light so that the plant can make its own food. Okay, this is also known as photosynthesis. This is where photosynthesis happens right here in this chloroplast right here. Okay, guys, I hope that helps out a little bit. Complete the diagrams and submit them once you have completed them. All right, take care.